What's going on, everybody? It is Bipolar Bear. Thank you all so much for checking out another video. And what I got for you today is another jump spots and sight lines. Today we're going to be looking at Al Bagra. This has got a few interesting ones, but definitely a couple of good ones too. And if this helps you out, likes help me out. And thank you to Jose Ramon and Philip Carlson in the last video when I asked for what map do you want to see next. I was expecting names instead of do more please, but you know, I said that I'd give you, put your name on screen, I'd give you a shout out. So that's what I'm doing. So thank you to Jose Ramon and Philip Carlson. Also, thank you to Devil Mike and Phil the Brit, who put something more than do more please. So anyway, we're going to be on Al Bagra and we're going to be starting on the A side. Now the A side doesn't have a great deal to go off. There is no, unfortunately, there's no ways of hopping up into these two windows right here. Believe me, I've tried, but the more you get into the map, the more interesting that it actually does get. Now, the A flag's there's no real special source of capturing this. Unfortunately, you've kind of got to go up there and, like I say, on the tippy toppy of the corner here, but then your view's blocked if people coming from the sea towards the A flag, and there's no secret source on that A flag, unfortunately. But this map has got, to be fair, it's got plenty of potential for jump spots, but none that actually work, because it's kind of thinking coming through this side of the museum here. Also, did you know that these doors opened? Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. I didn't know that either. But this cannon here, I was kind of thinking that this would be able to let you, it would be an actual great jump spot, because people are following you through the museum. Instead of going up the stairs and all the way around there, you could be able to just hop on the cannon and alley. But guess what? You can't. So there's a missed opportunity if I've ever seen one. Let's go back outside, because there isn't really anything of any interest in here. Like I say, the only quick way of hopping up there is jumping on the barrels and hopping over. But by the time you've done that, you may as well take the stairs. I don't like stairs. I don't like doors. I like finding ways of beating them. But in this situation, unfortunately, I can't. Now, also as well, there is a camping spot you need to be aware of, and it's literally this dirty little dog in this corner here, especially if someone's following you through there. It's quite nice to use if someone's following you through and you're able to catch them out. But if you got on the receiving end of it, it's a dirty bitch of a maneuver. Right, like I said, the A flag side doesn't have a great deal. It doesn't get more interesting until we start pushing further up. Again, on these sides here, hopping over these walls, they are all plain Jane. This isn't what you come for. This is all boring shit. So let's get into the good stuff, shall we? Alright, cool. So if you want to be taking the B flag, unfortunately is massively out in the open. The closest thing that I could probably find is just tucking yourself up into this truck here. But once you've taken the B flag, there is a couple of nice ways of traversing this situation. Now, these trucks would come in useful if you could climb on it, wouldn't they? Instead of just humping the front. I got you. So if you come over here and hop onto this cannon, you can then sprint and jump and latch on, pull yourself up eventually, and boom, there we go, we're straight onto the trucks. How much mileage are you realistically going to get out of this? Not much. You're out in the open in the middle of the map, but it does allow you to hoppity. Granted, I'm pretty sure on that truck you can hop on the front. Let me just... No, that actually works great. So if you do and hoppity hop and hoppity hop. Now this puts you in a good situation for two reasons. Now this C flag area is a very good if you want to start pushing your way out, and if you want to defend it. Other than that window, people do not know how to defend this main courtyard properly. So from here, you've got two main ways of doing it. Firstly, if you want to be more, should I say, more standard, you can just jump over here, hop on there, boom, you're into this and you're able to take control of this room. Or alternatively, and my personal favourite, if I just hoppity and hope this works, hoppity hop, there we go. If you didn't know about that one, there's another one for you. Another one which people do not expect is you can climb on this roof here. And when people are starting to filter through, you can just... Nobody's looking up there, dude. No one. Nobody's looking here. Alright? But when you come through, you look at that perspective. And you look through, you probably think, yeah, you can see, but they ain't looking up there. Then nobody's coming around this corner like, oh, bet someone's standing up there. No, they're thinking down here, they're thinking behind the truck, they're thinking in the window. You got three other places that they are more likely going to look before they got looking up onto the side of this apex here. Dude, it's a brilliant spot, trust me. Also, as well, say somebody's up in this room here, and that can be annoying. Well, if only there was a way to counter this, get through there and bust through the window and start kicking some ass, but there is no way to hop up there. Oh, wait, no, there is, found one. Hop onto these boxes. It's a bit tricky, but we hop and we jump and we, boom, we're in. It's a great spot. It's my favourite one. You catch so many people who are just sat in this one and you're like, I'm gonna snipe him. I'm gonna snipe him. What the fuck? And just So there, take them out. It's a beautiful moment. Also, if that door's open as well, you can get caught if you go through there and you are not expecting it. If you're like sat further back there, it's a dirty little spot, and I have been caught with it before. I've also caught people with it before as well. Now, this window here, this particular one, it's honestly, this is what I call the bastard window, because there's no hard counter to it. There is no secret sauce on being able to counter this window. It's just a twat of a window. Well, there is somewhat a good one, but if you're trying to push through here, it's tricky to pull off because it's very, very situational. We'll go more on that in a minute. Now, we've pretty much covered this area. Unfortunately, like I said, there isn't really a great deal to go at over here. But if we push through B, like I said, use these trucks. Use that roof. It's really good. And like I say, if anyone's in there, you use that ledge jump. I can assure you, it's a really good one. Also, bog standard, but you ought to know about it. You can obviously hop on these boxes and hop through there. Now, this window here, the bastard window, this bloody thing. The only good counter I've found for this, and also as well, a place where you can go, which you've got to be aware of. I don't see people using it much, but it's Dirty Old Boy. Like, you know, this is a really good spot if people are pushing through the C flag. If you're defending that area, if you've got like an A-B split and people are pushing through this backside from C, it's a nice spot. Is it a bit campy? Yes. Would you rather camp and kill than not kill and die for being running around in the open? Also, yes. So, you know, that one's up to you. With great power comes great responsibility, so use that spot wisely. Also, right, another dirty little spot for you here. People don't use these spots at all when covering B. It's ridiculous. It's like the best cover in the game, man. And you can just, like, say, you can quite happily linger around here. You've got a great line of sight from the two major camping spots up there in that balcony. And also leads to my favourite anti-camper spot, which is in that window. And one place when people come to that window and they are completely off guard because they are looking down there, they are not looking down here. The amount of free kills you can get by people just going up to that window and you just going, it's fucking ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, you catch them out with it once, chances are you're not going to catch them out with it again, but it's actually quite secretive down here. Like, if you've got the C flag and then you want to try push through and there's people holding that window, if you can find a way of getting here, that is a great spot. Now, going to my favourite spot. Before I get into that though, this roof is useless. There is no way of getting onto this roof. I was kind of thinking that would be something that's nice, but I do have a funny little jump spot for you though, if you're ready for this one. Alright, so this horse is pretty much rendered useless. I mean, you can kind of go up to it and like hop on there and whatnot. You can use this as a bit of cover if you didn't know that. Now you do. I was kind of thinking we might be able to, like, you know, shoot through the horse's arse or shoot through the horse's leg. You can duck down, but how much mileage you're going to get out of that is completely up to you. One thing you can do, and this has proven useful, is you hump straight on the horse, you jump on the knight's head, you run, and you can jump straight over to that spot. And also being able to ledge as well, you can just jump up there, take people out, and that is actually a somewhat useful spot if this map isn't being, if the middle of the map isn't being overrun. Now, another spot which is something you need to stop doing. Now, when people are holding down this middle room here, and the most common place is people to start hunkering on down on the stairs if they're trying to protect this area, if they want just a camping spot, they're watching out for the buddy, whatever. If you're gonna play the game like this, please fucking uninstall, okay? Because there is I've seen this happen so many times, and it's so easy, dude, to counter this. Because one thing, when you're like this, you look at that big fucking shadow down there, that reflection. Yeah, you're a fucking idiot if you sit there with this doors open like that. You painfully obvious that someone's up there. I've got a better spot for you. Firstly, if you are going to do that like an absolute nugget, open the fucking doors, dude. Boom. See how much better that is? No lights reflecting. But if you do want to be a bastard, and there are people pushing you up these stairs, come tucked right in here. You're going to see them before they see you. Trust me, this is a golden spot. I know it's campy, I know it's horrible, but like I say, I take doing dirty spots and dirty moves like fucking getting in dirty tackles. As long as you're first, it doesn't matter. So you want to be catching people out with that instead of being caught out with that. But look at the dirtiness of that spot. Go up these stairs like this, and then they start poking up. By the time they've started even imagining that someone's right there, they're already dead. Use that one again. With great power comes great responsibility. Use that one wisely. And now we are going to start countering the campers. So generally a lot of the time you're going to have people laid up in this building, especially if you are coming from the C flag area. It can be a bit of a nightmare to traverse and get out. There we go. You got people up in this window trying to camp you out here. You're going to have people in this window, like, trying to gunfight over here. But if you're trying to push through there, guarantee you've got somebody in this window trying to lock it down and trying to camp out that doorway. What if there was a counter to that? I'm glad you just fucking asked. There is. It's a fucking great one. But also, again, if we've got something you got to be careful of. If people are trying to take C, there's a couple of spots over at C which have really helped me out. So we're kind of going to just quickly go through them. Generally, if people are being forced back into the C flag, what they'll do, they'll kind of come hovering over this side here, duck down here, and just trying to, like, out-camp them out. But like I said, once again, you leave a fucking massive reflection on that sign, and people are just going to know that you're there. Best way to do, if you're getting chased through this part of the map, is to come through here, come all the way back around here, and then, yeah, this is far better, offers far more cover than that. Because, again, people aren't really expecting you to be, you know, back behind there, tucked behind there. They're kind of expecting you here or up the stairs, and it's just a really nice spot. I'd say this would be a good spot, but all these are just like graphic walls, and they're not really much good. You can hop on the bench, but that's as bad as good as it gets. And don't forget about this. This is a really, really useful piece of kit. And obviously, granted, getting teabagged by a horse isn't the most useful part of it. But again, if people are pushing you back here, this offers so much cover, and they've got to be a good shot to get you out of that lean. So again, it offers a lot of cover. You can come down like so, you can hop on there like so, especially if you take in C and know if you got B and they're going to be coming from A. Just some really nice spots. This is definitely my favorite place to cap C from, and you will just catch people out all the time. But say your space has been invaded, what is a good way of countering it? Somebody's up there, I've got a good spot for that, and it's literally, oh, went too high, boom. That is a beautiful spot to counter there. Also, as well, if you come back here, and it's a bit basic, and I don't really like basic, but they work. You know, I'm not going to argue against things that work. People don't expect you to be clinging from that sign to take them out. People don't really expect you to be using this horse statue as much of anything, you know, but it offers some really good cover, and it's able to get people out of that spot, which turns out when they're trying to take C is a major spot to take. But there's a couple of ways you can also catch people out in this area. Now, these cloth canopies up here, they can be used. So generally what you'll see is when people, if you are trying to push into this and you're going to get pushed out, people will use the stairs, natch, or think they're being sneaky. This is where they think they're being clever. I'll hop on this box, and I will use this. Fucking go for it, son. But we do things differently over here. If you really want to know the parkour way of getting up on this canopy, hop onto the cloth, hop onto there. Nobody's expecting you to come from either of these cloth canopies, dude. And it's just a surefire way to catch people out. But what about that camping spot I was on about earlier? I'm glad you fucking asked. So, generally when people are trying to push through these main double doors, and this can be a bitch to take, they'll stand out in the open like an absolute fucking nugget, and they are just asking to get shot. You got two different snipers in them rooms there. You're just asking for trouble. It's going to be like walking into a fucking firing squad. So, what is a good way of doing it? Can I come up here? You can, but again, it doesn't really offer a great deal of cover, does it? You want to catch people out, let's stop fucking around. We like to do things differently here, so a great way if you want to counter that spot, hop on this hedge, and again, cloth canopy is going to be your best friend. Great cover, and no one is looking for you here, okay? That is a great counter to that spot, and you will take people out 100% of the time. Want a better view, better line of sight? You're exposing yourself a little bit more, but you can duck down here, and again, that will offer you another great, it's just a far better option of coming to this and being like, oh, I'm going to get them from here, I'm going to get them from here. No, you look at the difference that offers you. Hell, if you're already up here, you can just hop, jump, and boom. Like I said, it just offers you far more than just being stood on that edge. And for Al Bagra, that's pretty much all I've got. There isn't really a great deal else to go around. I mean, some of the spots have proven already to be quite useful, especially, like I say, in these kind of situations with Call of Duty being such a fast game. If you can just turn your brain on for a second instead of just going through the motions of it all, you will find yourself in a situation where you think, oh, if I can use them spots, then I can catch people out. And you will. A lot. And like I say, that's just the difference between winning and losing gunfights, is putting the situation in your favor. So if you enjoy this and want to see more, likes help me out massively, subscribe if you're new, and again, if you put in the comment section what map you want me to do next, you'll get your name on screen, you'll get a shout out. Other than that, I'm just going to go from left to right.